Good morning. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the stream. That's disconnected. Why? Why you do this? Okay. Hope you guys are having a good day so far. Welcome. Do some RP today. I'm excited. Sorry for the long start. I'll get my coffee and stuff. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one, man. We've got D&D tomorrow. We got potential faceless mission tomorrow evening. We're chilling, man. Yeah, Victor, how you doing, buddy? Sorry, I was just popping some pills this morning. Oh my god, chat. I went hard at the gym yesterday, man. And I'm feeling it today. I woke up and I feel like I've been beaten up in the middle of the night, man. I'm not used to the gym. I'm not used to it. I'm not doing anything today, though. I didn't go this morning. I need the rest, I guess. Cleaning my desk a bit. I feel like a fucking tramp over here with all this shit on my desk. Oh, right. Here we are. I mean, I could do some gym this morning, but I'll see who's around first. Depends. Oh, the elections are open, aren't they? Not the elections, but the what is it? The nominations are open. Do we have a look and see who's applied so far? Why am I not spawning in? There we go. Uh-oh. 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 I don't think this is right. Restart. Right, let's have a look and see who's applied so far. Let me just load in first. Okay. So I guess medical authority director. The only applicant first is Angela Adams, so which I think is Angela the one that gets along with Jim pretty well? Is that Angela? I think that's Angela. Morning, Jalen. How are you? We have any more AI podcasts today? Maybe. Okay. This is the applications for magistrate. Simon Cypher. Again. He ran last time. Oh, that's Quincy's all. I didn't know that. Sophia McMoo. Interesting. Does she have any? Oh, bar certified attorney. There we go. And then Dion Walker, who I have no idea who that is. Currently a probationary lawyer. Okay, nothing really interesting in the magistrate section. Holy shit. Okay, hold on. Whoa! For Blaine County Mayor, we've got Junior Huntley, Jason Ledson, and Princess Elena. Benji Rabba? Okay, I think I know what to do. I think we need the AI. Was it Notebook? We need the AI to tell us about these applicants, man. Right in there. Copy text. Morning, Rhea. Why is my Riot client open? Hello? The fuck? I need to add sources. Assigned to play League. Hell no. I did play a game of ARAM. I don't know when it was. It was last week sometime. I don't really know why I did it, but I did do. Hold on, I'm adding things. By the way, in the Discord, I added another thread, but I don't know whether it's worked. It's one for the community movie night. Can you guys see it or not? It's like down on. Oh wait, is it gone? No, it's in there, but I don't know whether anybody can see it. I don't know how these fucking threads work. Underneath TV and movies. In the forums thing. I don't know whether anybody can see it. Let's do each other. Okay, I'm gonna see if we can generate something with this. You can't see the channel? Or? Under TV and movies, you don't see the forum thing? You know, the TV movies category? Okay, if you can't see it, then it's definitely not gonna work. Where should I put it? Okay, I'm also gonna put in. I'll do it in here. I'll do it later. It must be one of those categories you gotta sign up to. You know those ones that we have. It might be under the channels and roles section. All right, we're sorted there. You check that? You can't see it either? I don't know then. Maybe GMS or something. It's not there anymore. So good. Oh my god. God, I'm tired. Coffee better kick in. I'll just put it in the subathon suggestions later for some movie suggestions. I watched a little bit of 28 Days Later last night, and I forgot how good of a movie that is. And I forgot that Cillian Murphy is in it. Which was a nice surprise, I guess. And I forgot that we see him naked at the start. I was like, hey, no way. The hell? But I thought 28 Days Later was the one that had the scene at the farm with the, you know, the fucking famous scene with the music and shit. But I think that might be 28 Weeks Later. Tommy shall be. That was full dong, man. Yeah. Soundtrack is great. Yeah, it's really good though. I got jump scared a bit when they were in the house, his parents' house. That's Weeks. I thought so. Yeah. I wanted to watch him before the 28 Years Later came out. Is there a month later, or is it just days and weeks and then years coming out? Ooh, a floppy disk. Okay. You want to play ARAMs now? Dude, I played an ARAM. I went first time Yone, and I popped the fuck off, man. I went crazy. Just days, weeks, and years? Okay. Oh. Bloody hell. Got any text messages today? It's John Newman? Oh no, it's Maverick Saber. My bad there. Why is Tommy Horvath tweeting? Why the PD shitposting? Yeah. Ready for deep? Oh my god, it is Deep Desert Wipe tonight. I forgot. No, I'm not ready. Thanks for the reminder. I think you might have done some shit already, but we'll have to go keep up the base tonight. Don't know, there's anything. I think we'll be fine. I don't think it actually resets until like tomorrow morning sometime. I think the storm might start tonight. Still haven't been to Deep Desert. It's fun, man. Fun. Although I think our Deep Desert's pretty quiet. No firework launches on duty. The fuck? Who the fuck's been doing this? New helicopters. They got Froggers and Super Valitos. The one-seater Havoc and the jetpack, and then I'm saying, oh shit. Oh, this was supposed to be by Flores. Okay. The Oracle thing's tomorrow, yeah. I'm gonna do my best to be there, but it is kind of late for me, and it kind of depends whether my daughter's asleep slash struggling to sleep, because she's been struggling a little bit in the heat. Alright, so that. Jane appears hands in expired 1911. Okay. Anything interesting? Michael Bazin, phone and book. Internship. What is this about? Securiserve. Oh, this is the guy that did the bombing. Yeah. For this case on Wednesday. So it is Pog. What time? Let me have a look. To be Wednesday. At 11 p.m. Okay, I don't think I'll be there for that one, guys. So. Does this calendar ever get used? Oh, it does. Would you look at that? Tomorrow. Bjorn? Bjorn shoots fireworks. Why is Bjorn... Wait. What the... Wait, Bjorn's a cop? What? Since when? What the fuck? He got expunged. Did I not know this? No, it's the first time I'm learning about it. So he shot fireworks at suspect. Oh no. A bunch of guys rolled up at MRPD and were asking for Espinos, and he came out and they were tackling each other. They pulled fireworks and started blasting Espinos. The tsunami was coming, so I blasted one of them. 5 minutes before this, Trigger was standing on a bridge, launching fireworks at an airplane firing over MRPD. What the fuck, dude? That's one way to find out Bjorn was a cop, I guess. Any other command reports of interest? No, I think I've seen these. What was the Miller thing? Bloody hell. Bit long, innit? Dunno. A meeting with Nino regarding VAF stuff. Oh yeah, the VAF thing. I saw this last night. It's been like suggested or something by Nino to remove the VAF legislation. I'm reading it. Hold on. And when I say I'm reading it, I don't mean I'm reading it. I mean AI is going to read it for me in a minute. Right, hold on. So then we had this.
All right, let's get ready to unpack a really unique civic decision coming up.
Yeah, this one's definitely interesting.
We're about to dive deep into the upcoming Blaine County mayoral election.
Get your coffee,
first,
guys.
You want to understand, Blaine County isn't your typical town, right?
Not at all. It's, you know, a community within a popular online role-play environment. It's got its own life.
Exactly.
Whoa! They can't say that. They can't say that. What the fuck? My immersion, man.
Which explains why you see things like Discord IDs popping up right next to policy points. It's a digital world, but these elections, very real for the residents.
What the fuck?
Absolutely. And what's fascinating, looking at our source material, is just how different the candidates are in their approach, trying to win over this specific community.
It's like a case study in different communication styles and, well, governing ideas.
Totally.
So our sources for this deep dive, they give us a pretty exclusive look. We've got the official election rules, the candidate platforms. Some are, let's say, quite creative.
That's putting it mildly.
Our mission today is pretty clear, though. We want to give you a good, solid understanding of who's actually running for Blaine County mayor.
What they stand for, yeah. And the specifics that, you know, make each campaign tick.
We're not just listing facts. We're trying to get to the heart of these campaigns.
Right, distilling the essence.
Okay, so Let's start with the basics. The rules. This comes straight from the Blaine County mayoral election
I
application
don't know what you mean,
guide.
Hicks. They should
Kind of
understand,
sets
man.
the stage for how this whole thing works.
Yeah. Our first key date. Candidate applications close July 13th, 1 p.m. EST. Sharp cutoff.
And then boom, voting opens almost right away, July 13th at 2 p.m. EST.
And that voting window stays open for a week, closing July 20th.
July
at 8 p.m.
13th. I
EST.
won't forget that.
So it's a
at
fairly
all.
quick turnaround. People need to be engaged.
Definitely. And there's a big eligibility rule in the guide, too.
Oh, yeah. Very explicit. Convicted felons cannot hold this office. Full stop.
Clear line drawn there. And
Okay.
candidates had to provide specific info, right?
Yep. Full legal name, state ID, primary phone number, and that Discord ID we mentioned earlier.
Now, we have all those exact details from the
Discord
source.
ID.
But for our deep dive today, we're going to focus more on what really defines them, you know?
Their platforms, their visions, how they're selling themselves.
Exactly. Because the guide required a summary of their positions or platform. And honestly, this is where you see the huge differences in how they approached it.
That summary really became their canvas, didn't it? And they all painted very different pictures for Blaine County.
Couldn't have said it better. What a diverse
Hurry
set
up
of
and tell
pictures.
us, man.
So let's dive into the candidates themselves. The contrast is, well, it's stark.
It really is. Let's start with Benji Ramos.
Okay, Benji Ramos. His slogan is, for the people, for the streets, for the future.
Oh my god.
Sounds grounded.
It does. And
For
his
the
platform points are
streets.
pretty concrete. He's got to focus
He is
on
for the streets, man.
like, economy and safety.
He specifically mentions boosting small businesses. He names the Sandy Mechanic Shop, wants to get more jobs for Blaine residents.
Correct. Very specific. And he's also big on supporting the police. He uses phrases like tremendous hard work.
And he wants to increase the PD budget.
Yeah, proposing a
Bullshit,
budget
man.
increase to, as he puts it, maximize their potential.
So what does mentioning a specific shop or focusing on the PD budget tell us? Who's he trying to reach?
Well, it suggests he's really tuned into, local economic spots and definitely safety concerns, probably aiming for voters who prioritize jobs they can see and a strong police force.
Makes sense. He also talks about infrastructure improvements. Basic stuff.
Yeah, ensuring basic necessities are available. And he has this idea
I'm
for
sure
an active
Benji's a
community
massive
council.
police supporter, man.
Says it would be rotating, aware of different needs.
So like mixing top-down stuff with some community input.
Seems like it. Balancing governance with getting people involved.
And he doesn't pull punches about the past either.
No, he doesn't. He talks about undoing all the mistakes by the previous administration.
Lol.
Big statement.
And he promises to return all funds that have been embezzled one way or another.
Wow. How does that kind of talk usually play out?
Oh, that can really
Damn.
resonate if people feel let down or that something wasn't fair. It positions
Right
him
for
as
the
a strong
throat,
leader,
man.
ready to tackle past problems head on. Can be very appealing.
Okay, let's shift gears. Candidate number 2, Junior Huntley. Junior Huntley. He introduces himself with a strong identity note. A proud son of Wales, a longtime resident of San Andreas.
Sets a tone right away, his slogan.
For action, for Blaine, for
Wow.
you. And his whole thing
I-
seems to be about bringing
Oh,
leadership
I didn't
back
see
home.
that.
Very focused on local voices,
They came up with that on
community
their own.
first.
That local angle is clear, and he calls himself a proven builder. What's that about?
He points to specific things he says he's helped build, like the Welsh Dragon Pub and Revival Records. He's claiming a track record.
Ah, so those are actual places within this online world.
Exactly. They're
Hey,
known spots in
stop
Blaine
it.
County. So mentioning them gives his claim some weight. It makes his action slogan feel
No more minus
well,
ones,
real,
man.
like he's actually done things there.
Okay, that adds credibility. And his policy areas are super specific. Housing,
Oh, yeah. More homes, Tier 2 apartments with rent-to-own options,
Mhm.
even using dead land. He's got a whole list.
rent to own is interesting, and fair lotteries for properties sounds like he's thought about the details.
Seems so. And for businesses, he wants a new business hub in Blaine County. Lower fees, support for startups, grants. It's a pretty detailed economic plan.
He's definitely targeting voters who want concrete strategies then.
I'd say so. And he pushes this
He's
local
formatted
power in
nice.
local hands idea.
Like what?
Ideas like a dedicated Blaine County Hall building, a blainecounty.gov website, and promising weekly updates for transparency.
Weekly updates, huh? That's a commitment, and he wants to bring back the Paleto Farmers Market.
Yeah, weekly, open to everyone,
Paleto.
making it a community hub again.
Oh, I
it
like
does
the
sound like a
Paleto
lot of
Farmers
effort.
It really does.
Market. I do
Anything
like
else
that.
under his banner?
Yep, culture and community. He's talking monthly events, using forgotten spaces, supporting local arts, music, traditions. The whole cultural package.
So Huntley's offering a very comprehensive, community-focused vision, covering a lot of ground.
Definitely. Economic, cultural, governance. It's all in there. Very detailed.
All right, moving on. Jason Letson.
This fucking
His tone
guy.
feels different.
Yeah, direct. Maybe a bit critical. He jumps right in referencing past elections.
He actually says, great option for Blaine County. Look how the last options went when I ran and wasn't voted in. Oof.
It's blunt, isn't it?
Classic.
And his promises follow that style. No fancy language.
Just straight up. I promise houses for Blaine County.
I promise pay rises for anyone working in Blaine County.
And I promise I won't waste the money like the last mayor.
Yeah.
Damn.
Very direct comparison there.
His slogan fits perfectly too. Vote Ledson for an actual decent mayor for Blaine County.
It really drives home that no-nonsense positioning.
Yeah, it's
He's
very
clearly
Ledson
setting himself
post,
up as
man.
the straightforward alternative.
How do you think that kind of almost anti-establishment pitch works? Especially in a place like Blaine County.
Well, I can tap into voter frustration. You know, people get tired of complicated plans or feeling like promises aren't kept.
So he's betting on simplicity.
Pretty much.
Don't give him
By ditching detailed policies for these direct
intelligence,
promises,
please,
he's saying,
AI.
I'm different, I'll just get it done.
He didn't think like
It's an
that.
appeal to authenticity, maybe, over complex plans. Could work for voters who are just fed up.
Interesting strategy. Okay, now, prepare yourself. Princess Elena.
Ah, yes.
Even they
This
know.
is where things take a sharp turn.
Even they know.
Completely different is right. Her platform presentation, it's not a list, it's not a speech.
It's a story, a rhyming story called Princess Elena and the Dragon's Hoard.
I mean,
Oh
using
my
a narrative
God,
like that for a political platform, it's incredibly unusual anywhere.
It's highly unusual. It's like a fairy tale almost.
So how does this story go? What's the gist?
Okay, so it starts with Blaine as this struggling kingdom. Shops boarded up, people poor, begging for coins, it says.
Right, and Princess Elena wants to help. Her plan.
Open the vault. Give Blaine's treasure back to the people. Simple enough.
But then the dragon shows up.
Exactly. A literal dragon sitting on the gold saying, nope, the gold won't be here if we give it away.
Okay, so the dragon is like the opposition, maybe representing a more fiscally conservative view.
That's how it reads. A clear antagonist in her story. But the princess argues back, saying the gold is useless in here. She wants to share it till Blaine's coffers are clear. And is she? What happens in the story?
Yes, she does. She gives gold to dreamers, businesses get financed, and Blaine Kingdom started to flourish and grow.
So her economic approach works in the narrative.
In the narrative, yes. But the dragon, not happy, kept wailing and whining, no, no.
Classic dragon move. Does it end there?
Oh,
Classic
no.
dragon move,
It gets
dude.
darker. The dragon hatches an evil scheme.
It is.
He snatches the princess, locks her in the courthouse of doom, basically, to sideline her, waste all her time.
Wow. So direct conflict.
And he starts bad-mouthing her publicly, calls her this terrorist scum, yells treason, embezzlement too, all for investing in the kingdom.
Treason for investing. That's quite the accusation, even in a story.
Right. And the story even adds this little aside, though the people of Blaine try to tell him you're dumb.
Huh. Okay, so where does it leave us?
People are
How
playing
does the
trying to tell
story
him
her
you're
platform
dumb.
end?
That's the kicker. It doesn't really end. It finishes with what occurred next. Why, no one here knows. The answer's now up to you, I suppose.
Wait, really? It ends on a cliffhanger as her election platform. Yep. Vote for me to find out how the story ends. It's bold.
Bold is one word for it. What are the risks there? Asking people to vote just to see what happens next.
Huge
Honestly,
risks, obviously.
Giga
Some
Chad
voters
for
will want
putting a poem as your,
concrete plans. Not a fairy tale,
Right.
but
your
the
fucking
reward.
election post.
It's incredibly engaging.
How so?
It makes the election itself part of the story. You're not just choosing policies, you're choosing which narrative you want for Blaine County. It could really connect with people tired of the same old politics. It's a gamble, but a potentially powerful one.
Framing the vote as finishing the story. Fascinating. Okay, so let's pull back. We've got Ramos and Huntley with fairly traditional, detailed platforms.
My policy focus.
Then Jason Ledson with the super direct, no-frills, almost anti-politics approach.
Yeah, the blunt alternative.
And Princess Elena with this allegorical story, a complete narrative approach. What does this whole mix tell us about Blaine County's politics right now?
It tells us candidates think voters there might respond to very different things. It forces you, the voter, to think beyond just policy points.
You have to consider their whole philosophy, their communication style.
Exactly. And the emotional connection, too. Are you swayed by detailed plans, direct promises, or an inspiring story? Each candidate is betting on a different answer to what kind of leader does Blaine need.
It's certainly a diverse landscape for this Blaine County mayoral election. We've covered the rules, the key dates.
And then these 4 candidates, Benji Ramos, Junior Huntley, Jason Ledson, and Princess Elena, each bringing something totally different.
From
who
detailed
else is gonna
blueprints for the
apply,
future
man?
to, well, actual fairy tales.
Yes, the range is pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And it really does make you think about what governing philosophy even means.
You've got the focus on specific projects, fixing past mistakes, or just inspiring people through a story. They all reflect different ideas about leadership, especially in this kind of online community space.
Absolutely.
So here's something to think about as you consider all this. In a world like Blaine County, where maybe connection and narrative matter just as much as concrete plans, how do you weigh those
Ugh.
things?
Yeah, how do you balance specific policy promises?
All right,
against-
all right. We get it, man. We get it. And then we had the VAF thing.
Welcome to the Deep Dive. We're the place where we really unpack those legislative shifts, the ones that directly impact our lives and, yeah, sometimes even our property. Have you ever thought about how quickly a law can appear only to vanish almost just as fast? Today, we're looking at a really fascinating example right here in Los Angeles County. We're
After
examining
this
Bill No.
has my vote. I mean, it was pretty good there.
26877.
Was a pretty
Now, this is the
creative
legislation dealing with the
application,
full
I'll be
repeal
honest.
of the Vehicle Asset Forfeiture Act, or VAF as it's known. And this isn't just a minor tweak. It feels like a pretty significant policy U-turn. So our mission today, let's unpack this. We want to explore what vehicle asset forfeiture actually was. Then, crucially, why a law put in place so recently is now being, well, completely
It's not
scrapped.
recent, man.
And
But
of course, what
you know
does
what?
this
I'll
big
give you a
shift mean
pass.
for property rights for law enforcement right here in Los Angeles County? Think of this as your shortcut to understanding a really pivotal moment in local law.
Yeah, and what's truly illuminating here, I think, is how laws that might even seem, well-intentioned at the start, once they actually hit the real world, they can reveal these unforeseen complications. And that can trigger the need for, well, fundamental changes. Sometimes understanding the why behind these reversals gives you much deeper insight than just knowing the what's.
Okay, so let's start right there at the beginning. This VAF Act, what was it originally supposed to do? When did it even come into effect?
Right. So the Vehicle Asset Forfeiture Act, VAF, it was initially conceived as a direct deterrent. Its purpose was pretty specific. Discourage people from using their personal vehicles when committing violent crimes. And it wasn't that long ago, really. Enacted July 10th, 2024.
Right.
That's a
It was
year ago,
amended
man.
shortly after August 22, 2024. The core idea. Basically, sever the link between the crime and the asset of the vehicle, hoping to hit offenders financially and make crime less attractive.
Wow, July 2024, amended August 2024, and now being repealed. That's quite striking, isn't it? I mean, for a law to be
I think it's
enacted,
older, yeah.
tweaked, and then completely scrapped so quickly, what went wrong? Why was it deemed such a failure that they pulled the plug entirely?
That rapid turnaround is really the compelling part, absolutely. And the bill itself,
You're not- that's very long, true.
26877, it lays out some very explicit reasons. First off, despite what it was meant to do, it apparently proved to be, and this is a quote, uninspiring and lackluster legislation. And maybe more
Okay.
practically, it placed a significant and sustained administrative burden on law enforcement and judicial agencies right across Los Santos County.
An administrative burden. So it wasn't just not working, it was actively causing problems.
That's what the text suggests, yes.
Mm.
Hindering operations rather than helping. And beyond that strain, and this really hits at its core goal, the legislation, quote, categorically failed to demonstrate a measurable deterrent effect
Where the
on
fuck is
repeat
this?
criminal
Oh, here we
behavior
go.
involving
What's up?
vehicle use.
So it just didn't work,
Yeah.
flat out.
Essentially, yes. It didn't achieve what it set out to do, didn't stop the criminals it targeted. And then there's a third major point. Procedural
How
shortcomings,
can you say that,
including
though?
a lack of due process in certain seizure operations.
Okay, lack of due process. That sounds serious. That's a pretty strong statement.
It is. It's a significant red flag. It suggests the methods used for seizure, in some cases anyway, might have been trampling on fundamental rights.
Can you elaborate just a bit on that? What kind of procedural shortcomings might lead to a lack of due process concern?
Can't measure things
Well,
that
the
are-
bill doesn't
exactly,
detail
yeah, you
every
can't
single
measure
failing,
negative.
but lack of due process usually points towards things like seizures happening without enough judicial oversight, maybe unclear standards for evidence, or inadequate notice given to the owners. It could mean people losing their vehicles without a really robust way to challenge it legally. It implies, maybe too much discretion for law enforcement without enough checks and balances.
Right, that makes sense.
Right,
And
right.
stepping back then, what's the bigger message here? What is the mayor's office trying to signal with such a fast repeal? What does it say about their maybe philosophy on governance and rights?
I think the message is pretty clear. They're signaling
Yeah,
a
you
move
know-
towards a much more robust, a constitutionally sound framework for any kind of property seizure. It's not just about getting rid of a bad law. It looks like a fundamental recommitment to due process, to much higher standards of evidence than VAF allowed. And this quick turnaround, it really highlights how important feedback is in governance, doesn't it? It shows that even with good intentions, the real-world application can expose flaws, deep flaws, and that forces a reevaluation not just of the policy itself, but maybe even the process that let it get through in the...
How is this gonna, if this gets repealed, how is this gonna work in terms of if Blaine County keep it and Ellis County repeal it? How is that gonna work? Like, how does the enforcement happen? Does it come from, like, what's stopping LSPD from just, what's the restriction on VAFing a vehicle then? Is it like if it doesn't leave the city, it doesn't get VAFs? Is it the owner of the vehicle if they live in Los Santos? If it happens in Blaine County, it still gets VAF'd? Dude. Okay, what about if the vehicle goes 1 inch over the Blaine County line and then commits a violent felony in Los Santos? I don't know, man. That seems a bit... Let's keep listening. Let's keep listening.
First place.
Understood. So, okay, we see why it failed. But what does this mean right now on the ground for people in Los Santos County? What are the immediate practical effects of this repeal?
Okay, immediate impacts. The bill is very clear here. Section 1 states the VAF Act is repealed. Totally. Within Los Santos County, the Department of Justice. They're tasked with actually removing it from the county's law books promptly.
So just Los Santos County then?
That's a really important point, yes. This repeal is specific to Los Santos County. The bill explicitly notes the legislation remains in law in other county jurisdictions where VAF is still recognized. So where you are matters.
Okay. And within the county, what stops immediately?
Well, the bill says no further seizures, enforcement actions, options, or notifications under the authority of that repealed VAF Act. Full stop.
Right. And the big question, I imagine, for some listeners, what about vehicles that were already seized under VAF before this repeal?
That's covered too, and it's quite significant. The bill explicitly states that all vehicles currently held by any government entity, LSPD, DOJ, any public agency in the county, if they were seized under VAF, they are to be returned to the vehicle owner.
Returned? Wow, okay, that is a direct reversal.
It is. But there's a crucial exception, a very important one for people to understand. It says, vehicles previously seized under VAF and sold do not qualify for return to the original owner.
So if the vehicle went through the whole forfeiture process and was already auctioned off or sold.
Exactly. Then unfortunately, according to this bill, it won't be returned. That window has closed.
That's a really vital distinction. Okay, so the immediate cleanup is happening, vehicles potentially being returned. But what's next? If VAF is out, what replaces it? What's the vision for property seizure laws going forward? The bill hints at reforms, right?
Yes, it does. And this is where we see the longer-term vision starting to form. The Los Santos County Mayor's Office, the LSCMO, they've clearly stated a commitment to bring in new reforms for property seizure. They plan to, quote, establish a clear and consistent threshold for asset seizure. That suggests aiming for more transparency, more predictability.
Which sounds like a direct response to the VAF issues.
Precisely. And the new laws, they will require a demonstrable pattern of criminal use beyond a reasonable doubt.
Beyond a reasonable doubt. That's a high bar. Much higher.
A much higher evidentiary standard, yes. It means seizures shouldn't be based on just one incident, potentially. It requires more proof. They also explicitly state future laws will include judicial oversight and protections consistent with constitutional search and seizure standards.
So putting the courts more firmly in the loop.
Exactly. Strengthening those checks and balances we talked about. And there's more. Requirements for thorough investigations and substantiated behavioral patterns. Plus, strict procedural safeguards to ensure fairness and legal integrity. The overall aim seems to be aligning any new legislation closely with the existing Criminal Code of San Andreas for consistency.
So, looking at the big picture.
If you connect the dots, this isn't just about repealing one flawed law.
Yeah.
It really looks like a blueprint for a more robust, more equitable system. A system that's constitutionally sound for property seizure moving forward. It feels like a proactive step towards a justice system that really tries to balance public safety and individual liberties.
It certainly sounds like a move towards a much more considered, robust approach. Just for the record, for anyone tracking the details, this bill, CH-26877, was signed into law by Mayor Nino Chavez and Legislative Counsel Michael Razzle, and the date on that was June 20, 2025. So these changes are official.
Right.
So let's recap our journey
It's not
here.
official.
We started with a law, VAF.
What does it say? Grayson said, as the filing legislative authority responsible for the VAF legislation, the DOJ finds no constitutional issues with the repeal of this legislation, and after a vote of the sitting justices, accepts the petition to repeal. Okay. That's not great, I'll be honest. Is it a coincidence that Nino's doing this? How many days? 6 days? When did he post this, actually? Okay, maybe let's say 2 weeks before he's before he's potentially out of office as his final act. Look at me, criminals! I save you from the VAF legislation. Yeah, I don't know what's. I guess it's just done. Is it just repealed already? Is that finito? What was this about? Meeting with Nino regarding VAF stuff. Oh. There wasn't anything here. There wasn't anything here. So, there was literally nothing about... There was nothing in there about what happens, like... Wait, hold on, I've just realized what's happened. It's been repealed, nothing's replaced it. He's just got rid of it. There's nothing to replace it. So in other words, there is... Is it actually updated in here? Does it say blank outie? No, it doesn't. Has it not gone through yet? I can't remember the repeal process, to be honest. Yeah, because you can just file to see stuff. Yeah, but if it has no... I mean, I guess I get what you mean, but... Boy. Oh, boy. So there was the part... Wait, hold on. It says repeal of vehicle asset forfeiture legislation, right? And under that, it says all vehicles in possession... In position... Okay, we don't have to do nothing. There was a spelling mistake. There was a spelling mistake, and we don't have any VAFs in position right now. Look, all vehicles in position by a government entity. I think we're good, man. I think we're chilling. Including but not limited to the LSP Department of Justice or any other public sector agency operating within Los Santos County that was seized as part of a vehicle asset forfeiture legislation or to be returned to the vehicle owner. I'm just, if we have any, no. If they're on, listen, all we gotta do is get the LSPD to drive all of the VAFT cars and park them in this parking lot right here at the marshal office, because that's state property, man. I think we're chilling if we do that. Either way, yeah, I wonder... I mean, this doesn't really affect us, but it does affect LSPD, and I wonder what LSPD have had to say about this. If anything. Can't wait for roads to crash out the dark over this, I know. Yeah, there's literally nothing about... Because this is the current VAF legislation, right? Obviously, it's statewide at the minute. I wonder why the DOJ decided to... Hold on, I can't remember the repeal thing. How does it work? Two counties of two identical legislations approved, statewide law, right? Interesting that he didn't, or at least we don't know whether he did or not, but there was nothing publicly about him trying to amend the legislation versus just repealing it, right? Any legislation may only be repealed by the submitting legislative authority or a legislative audit. There's a postal notification of the appeals to City Hall, which shall then enter the public contest period. If contested, the contest will follow the same procedure as if it were new legislation being contested. If no contests are received, it shall be repealed. Well, the DOJ hasn't posted that there's a contest period about this. Because the submitting legislative authority on this was the DOJ. So it has to go to a contest. So in other words, it's actually been done by the book. If one county wishes to restore their half of a statewide legislation, they produce a legislative removal process. If a county withdraws their half of a statewide legislation, it will be demoted to the opposing council's legislation. That would be. That's like a no. I don't know whether it was this. Is this one of those joint ones? No, this is just a DOJ one. This isn't a joint legislation. I don't know whether that should have happened the way it has. Unless there's like a non-written contest period on this that hasn't been like notified to the public, I guess. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of does the Masters have a director? No. Hell no. Oh yeah, by the way, I saw your message earlier, Hicks. Yeah, we looked through it yesterday. Slash listened to an AI podcast about the search and seizure legislation. I need to give it like a proper deep dive read. But yeah, looks pretty good. It was Saturday night. Oh yeah, I wasn't streaming yesterday. Listen, my days are blurred. Okay. Yeah, I wonder what the PD, man. I wonder what the PD said about it. PD proposed 2 separate VAF legislations and Nino rejected them all. Oh no. Oh no. The thing is, even like Nino has put all this stuff, right, in the repeal post. But that doesn't, like, nothing in here is legally binding. It's not legislation. Like, when he's repealed it, right? Let's say it passes. Nothing in here is in legislation. Unless the DOJ or whatever, or, like, does this. To, like, you know, you've got to release all these things. Like, there's nothing in here that people have to follow other than the VAF no longer exists. Unless, like, there's some kind of piece of legislation or order from the DOJ, I guess. Okay. Well, that's kind of crazy. I don't think it's been done properly, I'll be honest. I want to see what the LSPD think about it, though. Have we looked at the mayoral candidates for the... Oh, you know what? We did Blaine County. But we didn't do... Who's applying for LS County? Michael Rogel, a.k.a. Nino's guy. Okay, Nino Rogel, Jose Garado. Isn't this guy a criminal? A murder or something that we saw? Mr. Gerardo, not only did you misspell your own name, what is this? Not only did you misspell your own name, but you are not applicable as a candidate as you are a convicted felon and your application is being denied. You plead guilty to felonies 2 days ago on the 4th of July. You aren't eligible for an expungement for your felonies and you are a convicted terrorist and traitor. Charges you simply cannot have expunged regardless of your recent felony convictions. These are standards for you to attempt to gain public office. You have failed to meet them. These are the consequences of your own actions. Justice Nathaniel Grayson. You do not have the legal authority to deny my application. The Constitution does not say I cannot run for mayor, neither does your convicted felons are not eligible to hold this public office. Those convictions are because I needed to be in prison to be safe because someone tried to have me killed. Not that you or the PD would ever care about that. Not my fault I have brain damage from my head being stamped on when I was 1 year old by law enforcement. That's a backstory, man. Fucking hell. Bending mistakes are the least of my worries. Put me on the ballot and let the people decide who they wish to vote for. If you wish to uphold this unlawful action, I will see you in the court of homes. Address concerns elsewhere. This is a forum to apply for a public office you are not applicable for. You have formally been denied entrance to election. Grayson. Lol. Party Hardy. Again. Don't know how that guy's doing it. Lol. Okay. I mean, Michael Roselle's gonna have Nino's backing, you know? This Dr. Perry called me at the start of season 3 Storm. What is wrong with me? Uh-oh. Some people asked for an unconscious patient's medical record. And a new medical intern agreed. Who the fuck? Oh, it was cops doing it. The cops asked for it. Oh, no, no, no. What was... President, this is a huge violation of the patient's PIPA rights for multiple reasons. Yeah, I agree to an extent, but this is on the doctor, man. This ain't on PD. PD can ask for anything, whether or not they're giving it. Well, we're a bit far back. What's this one? Complaint from EMS against Miller. Another one against Miller? Uh-oh. I was at the hospital, someone said, hey, MSP. I don't know. Is it just Miller self-transported? I guess so. Whatever, bruv. Whatever, bruv. I am the street racing master, says Opal. I'm given an underground track trip, combining this with the underground chip in the tablet, and I'm able to edit. And I assume delete, but I haven't touched it yet. All street race tracks. What the fuck? Okay. Has there been any Marshall reports? Be away at Humane Labs. When was this? 3 days ago? What the fuck is this about? David Wonders. Isn't that the mime? DOAs, blunt force trauma. Dr. James Smith and Dr. Franklin Stein. Oh no. Oh no, not Dr. Franklin Stein, man. Then we'll do the Marshall inquiry thing. Yeah, this is happening today. No, tomorrow. I don't think I read this. This was a book that was given to Gunnar. Bases have once again made their mark on the city, and this time it would be felt across every corner. The bombing of the courthouse is just the beginning. Maybe I have read this. I think I have. They're preparing to offload a shipment of 3,000 rifle bodies at Jetson docks. If we allow this to happen, streets will drown in chaos. The Faces have already worked tirelessly to ensure that the operations go undetected. There's a crack in their armor we can exploit. Schedule these shipments. To do this, we must act quickly, covertly. I advise. Oh wait, this is the book we were given, I think. Yeah, Ryan Kane. This must be done quietly under the radar, and only once the schedule is in your hands can we make our move. Ryan Kane is scheduled to be at Jetson Docks working on Tuesday, July 8th. Wonder where they're at on the wait, did my speeding get signed? I wonder. No. Maybe the DOJ are talking about it? No idea. This got signed, yes. Alright, we need to speak to Doc today. We need to speak to Opal today if we can. We could make all the races end at Mission Row. Honestly, genius, so. PD, we have a patient ICU, cuffed to the bed and ready to be discharged. So Lieutenant Unit who can assist. Ooh, Peter Ross, what's he under arrest for? He doesn't have a warrant. Hello? 2 days ago? Wait, he hasn't got anything. What the fuck? This is this. No, we got processed. Uh-oh. Why did you go to the bed, man? Susie has a warrant? Susie do be a criminal, man. You do be, How many cops are around, though? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
We have a headache. We're currently below Olympia Freeway on Alta Street, just waiting for the person that had a headache.
Okay. I don't think there's anything else for us right now. Mana versus Trip Ass? Why do I not see any Trip Ass down? Oh no. Wait, what happened here? Where's the Trip Ass? I'm not seeing anything, man. Okay, what I want to do is I want to get all these cameras set up so I can see them easy. What are you waiting for, yeah? Let's do... Don't... Oh, fuck, I've done that wrong. Paste... He's in. Number 2. Oh, you can't see this right now. Need to notice that my HP's like nearly gone. I'm fine. I'm chilling. Nope, nothing else. Oh, I don't know then. Now you got me.